Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Chris Rock has confessed he went to therapy to deal with the humiliating Will Smith Oscars slap. The Hollywood comedian was hosting the Oscars in 2022 when Will Smith came on stage and slapped him across the face after he made a joke about his wife, Jada, and her struggle with alopecia. In an interview with People Mag, his close friend Leslie Jones said he was humiliated and it really affected him. Rock admitted he went to counseling with his daughters after the incident. He knew the whole world was watching.
Something that I've always wanted to know that's baffled the shit out of me. And both you and Eddie Murphy, I go, we know as black men how hard it is for us to make it in this hustle.
Right.
It's hard for white boys to make it.
Right.
Because of the competitive nature of the beast.
Right.
But for us, it's even harder.
Right.
So I go, how is it that Eddie Murphy is your brother, and I don't see you in no Eddie Murphy vehicles, Charlie? How is it that Chris Rock is your brother, and I don't see you in no Chris Rock shit? And now, before you answer, here's the one that fucked me up the most. The movie that Chris and Martin was in, where they played brothers.
So that fucked me up.
I'm going, not in a million fucking years do Chris Rock and Martin have the same facial features.
Yes.
Tony is his brother and look like him. How is Tony not in the fucking movie playing his brother?
I'll give you another one. They did The Longest Yard in Arizona.
Oh yeah, yeah,
right.
Yeah,
him and Sandler.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz, my man forever. Joey Diaz is my man forever. Joey Diaz said day one on the set, he walked on the set, saw all the people in the prison. My brother came on set ready to shoot. He said, "Hey, hold the fuck up.
Where's Tony?
Where the fuck is Tony? So you mean Tony doesn't fit in this fucking movie?" I said, "Joey Diaz, you my man forever.
Yeah.
You my man forever, Joey Diaz."
Explain that to me.
To try to explain. To try. I can't.
And if you're in the movie, the money stays in the family.
Listen.
Literally.
I agree. I'm going to try to explain to you guys and you. And I'm not making it, I'm not saying it's going to make sense, but my brother sometimes, and you can see it in what he does in his movements and his actions and stuff like that, like Martin in the movie, he's a businessman when it comes to his movies and TV stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Martin's bigger than me. I need to sell this movie. Tone's my brother. Yes, there will be some, hey, him and his brother in a movie. Let's go check it out. But him and Martin push the needle more. I'm only speaking on that movie in that regard. I get it. I was like, okay, I get it. The one that fucked me up. Here's the one that fucked me up. And I've never told anybody this. Only a few of my, two of my boys know this, and maybe, my siblings. When he did the movie Top 5.
Oh yeah.
I was on tour. I came home for a week. I was at the Comedy Cellar. We hadn't seen each other in a while, and we don't talk a lot. Now since the divorce, we talk a lot more. But he was in his space where we weren't really talking a lot. And I walk in the Comedy Cellar, and he's there, and he's at the table with Colin and all of the guys. And I'll go over to say what's up, and he goes, "Hey, got a movie, man. I'll put you in it." I did not ask for anything. Chris will tell you, I've never, like I said before, it's on the Headliners Only. I've asked him for 5 favors my whole life. He said no every time, and I swore on everything I loved I would never ask him for anything as long as I lived.
Damn.
So that night, I walk in the Comedy Cellar. He goes, "Yo, I got a movie. I'm putting you in it." Now I got to do my due diligence. Okay, who do I have to call? Do I have to audition? Do I have to send a tape? No, you good. You good. You good. We're shooting in New York too. I'm like, bet. Summertime in New York. I'm gonna be in New York for the summer. I'm gonna be home shooting a movie with my brother for the summer. I'm beyond excited. It don't get no better than this. I'm thinking this is another one of those things where people never know how close you are.
Right.
So it's New York. Everybody that's a stand-in, I know. Everybody that's background, I know.
Everybody.
So I'm on tour, waiting for the phone call. Tell my management, tell my agency, yo, once he calls, we're gonna pause the tour and go shoot the movie. Yeah, bet, we ready. And I start getting phone calls like, hey, I'm on set. Where you at? I'm like, what you mean on set? We started shooting today. Today was the first day. Oh shit. Well, I didn't get a phone call. A week later, some chick. Hey babe, where you at? I'm doing background on this club scene. Are you here? What are you talking about? Yeah, we shooting. The top 5 is up and running. Like a month in. Nigga, 2 months in. I get a fucking phone call. Yo, you at the rap party? We here.
Oh, damn.
Yo, bruh, that shit crushed me. That shit crushed me, bro.
So why didn't you
Look,
call?
I've never seen the movie Top 5. I shouldn't have to call.
Yeah,
You said to your brother, I'm going to put you in a movie.
I feel it.
I should just get a phone call like, yo, tomorrow we'll be here at 2 o'clock, we shoot. Or, yo, give me an email, I'm going to send you the sides.
You had to be angry.
Bruh, it devastated me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I saw this. I was just randomly scrolling the internet, and I saw that clip. And I kind of, I had never really thought about that, but after watching it, I was thinking about it. Like, damn, like all the stuff that Chris Rock has done, from Pootie Tang to
Rush Hour.
Saturday Night Live, not Rush Hour.
I mean, not Rush Hour. I'm thinking.
He did Top 5. He did, what was the movie about his marriage? He did a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock has been on a lot of shit. His stand-ups. I don't know if he's ever taken his brother on tour or anything, but I don't think he has. I don't know. Chris Rock got a lot of.
That's strange to me.
He's got a 30-year career.
Yeah, and you never put your brother on. And one time, and he said it. He said he asked him a favor 5 times, and he said no
Each time.
Like, bro, what's going on? Like, what is this?
What's up, nigga?
Yeah, that's weird. That's almost like if I wanted to be. That's like if I was a rapper, right? If I was aspiring to be a rapper, you get on. You know what I'm saying? You get on. I'm seeing you travel the world. Now you're established. Now you're not just on. Your name is known. Your name is out there. And I'm back home. I'm like, yo, what's up? Can I get a look?
Yeah.
And you like, yeah, I got you. I'll get you. Don't worry about it. I got you. And then time passes, and I ain't got no look yet. And you say, oh no, don't worry about it. Hey, I'm gonna bring you on. I got this big tour coming up. We're gonna put you on. All right, bet. Just let me know. All of a sudden I look up, you on tour already. You on the second leg of the tour, in fact. And I'm at home still. Like, wait, I'm supposed to be on that tour. That's like the same thing. Like, bro, what is happening here between y'all? Have y'all heard about any any situations with them? Because wasn't Tony Rock one of the ones that came to Chris Rock's defense when
exactly what I was about to say.
Okay. That nigga did not apologize. That nigga did not apologize.
Oh,
that's cap.
Right.
That was some TV interview shit he said. That nigga did not apologize.
How would it have needed to sound to you in order to be an apology?
Listen, man. All right, so before it seems like we're going to get into this, all right? So just so everybody knows, I worked with Will for 4 years. All of Us was his TV show. He executive produced it with Jada Pinkett.
Right.
I was cast member for 4 years. That was my man, $100 grand. So much so that when he did the Q&A on his Twitter or whatever, and people sending questions in, he said himself, yo, I feel like the relationship between me and Tony Rock is irreparable now. It can't be fixed. He knew at some point, yo, Tone got to be addressed. That's my brother.
Right.
There was never no apology. I still feel like he owes me 5 minutes of a conversation. I'm not saying it's a fight. I'm not saying it's some aggressive shit. I feel like man to man, based on who we were to each other.
Right.
You owe me a 5-minute conversation. You hit my brother on national television, bro. Everybody talk about day ones. You know who your day ones are? Your fucking siblings. So niggas be on my Instagram, my Twitter and shit like, yo, nigga, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Well, then nigga, you don't have a brother. You don't have a sister.
Right.
Because you ride for them till you die. Right?
Right.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
So you hit my brother, and we was cool. You owe me a 5-minute conversation. I'm not saying this, gotta bring your niggas, I'll bring my niggas. I'm saying, yo, bro, we gotta sit down for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, and man, it was cool, bro.
But at first you felt like,
Yo, here's the crazy shit. I don't even fuck with the Oscars. I don't watch the Oscars. Every year, black movies come out that the Oscars don't acknowledge, so I don't even fuck with the Oscars. Even the years that my brothers hosted it, the running joke with us is like, yo, you gonna watch tonight? I'm like, nah, nigga, I love you, but I ain't gonna watch. That's our running joke.
Right.
That's our running joke in the household. Like, everybody watching. Where Tone at? That nigga in a party somewhere chilling with some bitches. Tone ain't watching this shit because I don't fuck with the Oscars.
All the times that I've seen Tony Rock speak up about his brother has always been like, you know, much love. He's always defended his brother. He's always touted his brother as a great.
He was
brother.
ready to go fight Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah, he was about to go fight Will Smith. And he said, you know, he was like, nigga, where you at? I'll beat the shit out of you for my brother, all that type of shit. And that's what people were saying in the comments, like, this the same brother you was ready to go crash out for?
Yes.
And this is something I never really thought about. Death at the Funeral was the name of that movie he did with Martin Lawrence, right? And that's what they just said in that clip. Like, he like, nigga, Martin Lawrence don't look shit like you. But you literally have a brother. Now, I don't even think Tony Rock is that funny, and I don't even think he's that great of an actor. But damn, nigga, you can't find me no role.
You can't find me nothing that I can slut. Why did I get married, and why did I get married too? You couldn't find no roles.
Why did I get married? That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
In either of those movies, you couldn't have him come in as your brother. Maybe he your drunk brother. Maybe he your brother that got
anything.
Nothing for him to do.
And just like they were saying for that movie, the movie with Adam Sandler where they were playing football in prison, like there's plenty of room for him because it's a whole football team and prisoners everywhere. You didn't even have
Nelly
to write
in there, bro.
Right.
Nelly was in there, bro.
You didn't even have to write him in the movie as your brother. He could have just been one of the prisoners or whatever, anything. What's his name? The guy from Mad TV that was just interviewing. What's his name? Aries Spears. When Aries was interviewed, when he first started the question, he mentioned Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy as well. And while I can kind of see the comparison, Eddie Murphy has put Charlie Murphy in some stuff though. Because he had him in Harlem Nights, right?
Yep, he was in Harlem Nights. Yeah,
he was in Harlem Nights.
Pretty big for him.
And then from the stories that we've heard, he's had Charlie Murphy around him, like in Studio 52 or whatever.
From the beginning of his career.
Yeah, from way back in the 80s, exactly.
Yeah.
So he put him, even if he didn't put him in a lot of movies, Charlie Murphy I'm talking about, he put him in the atmosphere to make those connections with people because that's how Charlie Murphy ended up forging these relationships with like, Rick James and all these other people and whoever. So
do y'all think it's a possibility that he never put him on because he thought he was trash? He think he's trash?
I think that's damn near exactly what it is.
It could but you, my brother, sad. Tell me,
help me.
But I think that might be. I mean, I would want that too. I would want you to tell me too. But I think I'm not gonna say that it's an impossible situation to be in, but I could picture a world where you are the star. You've made it. You're critically acclaimed. You got all this notoriety in Hollywood on the comedy scene. Your brother is right behind you. He coming on. He trying to get it popping. And you just notice that he is complete trash, right? And you don't want to crush his dreams by telling him that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to crush his hopes and dreams by telling him that he trash. I mean, I can see a world where that happens.
But it's easier ways to say it than not just saying you trash.
What's the easy way? All right, break it down to me. What's the easy way? You say it.
I think you need some more work.
You need to sharpen your skills.
I think you need to get back out there.
So as a prime example of this, so you know how Dave Chappelle keeps Ashley Larry around. And that's not even his brother, right? They've been rocking for 20-some years now. At least since the show. They might have had a relationship before. I imagine they did have a relationship before the show. Right? So he keeps him around. 2-3 years ago, it was basically Dave Chappelle was like, it's time for you to have a special. You know, you've been doing comedy for a long time and you don't have an hour yet. You don't have an hour that is like solidified in history yet. So he was like, we need to shoot a special. Dave Chappelle threw all the money up, shot the special, right? The special is done. Ashley Larry's like, basically like, what's going on with it? Like, what's up? What you think? Dave Chappelle was like, nah. He was like, I don't think that was it. He like, if we're going to try to execute, you know, and get you out there with your 1 hour that's going to be like stapled in people's memories, this ain't it. So they end up shooting another one, or they might have done 3. And the one that ended up coming out was the one that just came out on Netflix earlier this year, whenever that was, and it was terrible. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that was a prime example of Dave Chappelle kind of handling his friend delicately, saying like, look, you need to do a little more work. We need to put more money into this, or we need to try again, because that wasn't it. And that was, you know, I'm sure that conversation wasn't easy.
Yeah.
You know?
And there is another side to this as well, because on the flip side of it, as the person that needs to do the work, you got to learn how to put your ego aside. You can't have a fragile ego in this thing,
especially in the business that they're in.
Especially in the business that you're in, show business, Hollywood. That's not the
I mean, shit, being a comedian itself, you need to have thick skin.
Yes.
Right.
Matter of fact, I just saw what's my man from Detroit? That's he kind of blowing up on Instagram right now. He got a bunch of skits and reels.
Oh, you talking about Jack Funny?
Jack Funny. I just saw a skit with him. Not a skit. It wasn't even a skit. It was like a behind
backstage.
the scenes.
They was in the green room.
Backstage, and my man was talking to him.
Mojo Brooks.
Mojo Brooks was talking to him, and he was basically, you know, trying to tell him like, look, man, I saw you just got to keep working. Basically, you know, like he was backstage just giving them real, kicking it with him, giving them real game. Like, listen, you're going to struggle sometimes. Sometimes, you know, it's not, you're not going to have a crowd on your side. Sometimes you're going to go out there and you're going to fall flat. Sometimes your joke's not going to hit. You got to go out there and basically get back up on that horse and get back at it and figure out how to work the crowd, figure out how to get back into it. And he was just telling them flat out. And I'm pretty sure that message right there for him, for Jack Funny, went so much further than somebody telling him, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, that shit was great. It was funny. I don't know. The crowd was tripping, dog. Like, no.
I could think
need to hear what's really happening.
I could think of a ton of these internet comedians who do not deserve a special, and they've got them.
Yeah.
Old girl from the Breakfast Club. She's terrible. Old girl from the Breakfast Club.
Oh, Jess Hilarious?
From Baltimore.
Jess Hilarious?
She is trash to me.
Here go right here.
Who was that?
Hey, you gotta believe that shit.
That's Jack Funny.
You don't believe it, bro.
What's up, guys? How y'all feeling, man? I just I wanted to post this vlog to let y'all know, like, that you can overcome things.
Bro, I ain't gonna never have you come out like that. You got the food and shit over here. Y'all wanna come grab something? Y'all come to my room and get y'all some. What's up?
I thought this was just gonna be the short clip, but there was a part where basically he pulled him in. Here, go right here.
Came up with that shit fuck with you, bro, and then your mind just go blank.
I know.
You don't know.
I was laughing at him. They not gonna believe you if you don't believe it. Bro, you funny. You gotta. You talking about some? Yeah, earlier I was on 65th. No, you was on 63rd. You see what I'm saying? But they can see you thinking about it. I'm watching. They can see you thinking. You don't gotta think, bro. You funny. You ain't even come out how you should have came out.
Right.
You goofy, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't come out doing none of that. Everybody gotta go through this though. Okay? Yeah. The fact that you stood up there for the whole team and I told you didn't have to say a lot about how good you want to be. For sure. But you gotta believe that shit. Yeah. Believe it. Yes, sir. Alright? You ain't going nowhere. You doing the next show. Let's figure something out. Okay. For real. And you gonna believe it, bro. Yeah. For real.
I was gonna do the next show anyway.
My nigga.
For sure.
Yeah, and I saw that little snippet right there on Instagram randomly, and that's basically exactly what y'all talking about. Like,
that's love.
That's what Tony Rock could have said to Chris Rock could have said to Tony Rock.
Yeah, and you gotta have the receptive ears to take that too. You gotta learn how to take that one straight to the chest.
Just because you're a comedian, I mean, there's a lot of levels to funny. Tons of them.
Yeah, tons of them.
Have you seen Charlie? Did you see Charlie Murphy's
I hated
special?
Hated
when
it.
He was in that all white.
He was sick. It was right before he died.
I know, but still.
Yeah. I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying that was right before he died. Terrible. So that had to be about 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Terrible.
Awful.
Even who the Lil Wayne boy just released one.
Marlon.
I think it was terrible. Yes.
Marlon
it was terrible.
No, it was bad. It was bad.
What's that comedian dude from is it Desi Banks? Who be making all them all the skits. I think him and Jess Hilarious was in a relationship. Is that Desi Banks?
No, you talking about country.
That was him and B. Simone.
Oh, B. Simone?
Country Wayne.
Country Wayne, yeah.
Did you see his stand-up?
I didn't see his stand-up.
Terrible.
I believe it.
I heard people say that they liked it, but I had never seen it.
So I think just because you funny don't necessarily mean it's levels. Like old girl with the bowl. She hit or miss.
Who you talking about? Tiffany?
Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
You know, there's upfront funny, there's sidekick funny, there's punchline funny.
It's like physical comedy. You could be movie funny. Yeah.
What's the dude with the glasses who laugh like that? Lil
Rel. Yeah.
His stand-up was terrible.
Yeah, I don't like his stand-up either.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. And those are two prime examples of people who basically had to struggle for years and years and years before they even got a shot at coming on and having a stand-up. They was in Kevin Hart's camp for years.
Lil Rel was fucking around for 20 years before he got on.
Lil Rel writes a lot for people.
And
he does that kind of stuff.
And Tiffany Haddish, yeah, you're right.
And that kind of goes, what you just said, Lil Rel writes for people, that kind of lands back to what Taylor was saying in the last live stream that we all did, where she was saying that it's different things that you can do in music. You don't necessarily have to be a rapper. It's other ways and avenues to where you can still be effective. You can still get that money, but you just may not be able to necessarily do it the way that you envisioned.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times, it's hard I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to take criticism sometimes, especially coming from a person that you love and look up to and admire. It's hard. It can be hard to take that criticism, that harsh criticism that, hey, you was off your game. Hey, that wasn't really it, homie. You need to really go and sit down and work on that. I could imagine hearing that coming from somebody that you love, that you look up to, that you respect. That can be a blow, but that's when you got to learn how to put your ego aside and get to the work.
You got to, especially if you're trying to do this for real.
Yeah. Yep.
But still, to have your brother not put you in anything, that's kind of
that's
hard.
strange.
And I'm looking at his movies. I don't really know what none of this is.
Who?
Tony Rock. This is all his stuff.
I don't see.
He doesn't have. He has very few. I can't see it, but he probably has very few movies that I've seen being. If by his movie you mean he the main character or he just in them?
No, I'm just saying whatever, anything, whether he's in them or the main character. Like I don't know what any of this stuff is.
A lot of people bring it back up and let me see. They probably even know that Chris Rock had a brother.
Which is crazy because he's been around forever.
Can you really see? Can you zoom in a little bit? I can't even really tell what this
I don't even know how. I got to figure out how to do that. But yeah, I don't even know how
I could
to
just
do
bring
that.
it up on my see if I can see anything.
Couples Night. I don't know who that is. 3 could play that game. That's the dude from Barbershop and Vivica Fox. I don't know what any of this stuff is. And the funny thing is, like I said, I don't really think Tony Rock is a great actor. I don't even think he's a good comedian. But I think he would fare better in movies than he does on stage. I don't like his comedy. But I think if you would see, throw him in an alley-oop, I think he would be a great supporting comedic actor.
That's what I was about to say. Even if you're not giving him the main things, you just put him in position where his face could get out there, and that might help him.
That's what Lil Rel was in Get Out. He was a side. He wasn't the main dude. You know what I'm saying? He was a supporting role, and his career literally took flight from that movie. From that movie, everybody was like, "Oh my, this dude is hilarious. We need to see more of him." And his career took off from Get Out.
He had his own show that didn't he was a divorced dad. There was a doctor or a nurse in Chicago
Just
with
Hilarious
one
was on that show,
child.
right? It was him and Just Hilarious. I thought
Was
him
that
and
his
Just
wife or
Hilarious
something?
had a
Just
show.
Hilarious?
I thought him and
That
Just
might have been
Hilarious,
it, but I don't remember
they
it
had a
because it was terrible.
Yeah, they had a show, and it didn't. I don't think it made it past season 1 of whatever it was.
It didn't make it past the mid-season. I think it only made it past the first 4 shows,
6
4
episodes.
episodes or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a shame though. I got a call from Devin earlier, and after we left for Thanksgiving dinner, and we were talking about music stuff, and I said something like, "I'm not trying to mess up my chances," and I was like, we were talking about a certain artist and that he's trying to fuck. And I was like, don't do it. And he kept trying to convince me to do it. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? I'm good. I'm like, I just, I'm not trying to get all the way here. And I've been waiting on this opportunity my whole career and get horny and fuck up the opportunity. And he was like, I was like, nigga, I was like, basically what I was saying was like, I could change our family if if this shit go the way that I think it could go. And he was like, how you gonna change the family? I'm like, nigga, you don't think if I get on, it would change things for y'all? And he like, oh, I guess I see. It's like he didn't
that way, huh?
He didn't see that, like, because
it's not even that way. He like, if I get on, then I done got on.
Right. But no, to me, once the floodgates is open, the floodgates is open, because all I know is if I ever find an opportunity to throw niggas alley-oops, even if it's just making a connection with a contact, come meet this dude. He got plenty of money. He moving units. He need this. He need that. He need help. He need content. He need editing, whatever. I could go to any one of my homies and be like, fuck with him. I know him. I trust him. And now you got a contract that could potentially change your life. It's all kind of ways, and that's the way that I just don't understand how you could be somebody. And then Chris Rock is not a little low-level celebrity.
No,
Chris Rock been in the game for
30 years.
You know his first movie?
First movie?
Yeah.
Oh, New Jack City.
No, he was in. Before that, he was a janitor in what is the name of that movie? He was a janitor or something. I can't think of what it was.
Look at all this stuff he's done.
Yeah.
You said he was a janitor, huh?
He was
CB4?
janitor.
No, that CB4 is after New Jack.
Yeah, that was his own movie right there.
Yeah, that was.
You couldn't even score my man a voice acting role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Tony Rock has a pretty unique voice, so like it could work.
Cop. Eddie Murphy put him on Beverly Hills Cop. He was a janitor in it.
What? I didn't know he was in that.
No. Matter of fact, it says he was a valet driver, but he was a janitor in some movie. I can't think of what it was.
He was a valet driver in Beverly Hills Cop. I don't think
he was
I knew
parking cars.
I don't think I knew that either. That's Beverly.
Eddie Murphy stole that garbage truck. He was like, man, what you want me to do with this? He was like, I get $10 for this car, $10 for that. What the fuck you want me to do with this? It was a garbage truck.
Dog, that's 1987. I didn't even know he been on that long.
Yeah, but
so
Eddie Murphy
you got your first look in 1987, and here we are, 35 some odd years later, and you haven't found a way to put your blood brother on in nothing. That's strange.
And then look at this other break. What's the Wayans brother gave him his next break, and I'm gonna get you sucker, trying to buy one rib.
Keenan,
can you pour a cup of water? Can you pour a cup of pop in my hand for a nickel? The nigga was a dope boy, had a pocket full of hundreds, and didn't want to spend no money with his girl at the rib restaurant.
Yeah, I can't see. I just cannot. I cannot envision or imagine not putting my blood on and I know he working hard trying to break into the game.
Right.
And I have several opportunities to do it, and I can't find one avenue for him to get a foot in the door.
In any role, he could have been man in car driving by, just saying something funny like,
"Yeah,
get the fuck out my way, you crap."
Right.
That's exactly what I was saying about Lil Rel. Lil Rel's role in that movie wasn't huge. He probably had a couple minutes at the beginning as their best friend. He had a couple minutes, the movie went on, and then he had like a couple minutes at the end of the movie where he had a chance to come in and be funny. But just from that one opportunity, it catapulted and skyrocketed his career into the stratosphere. Now you seeing Lil Rel everywhere. Everybody want Lil Rel in their movie. So you never know, like y'all saying, you never know what it could do if you just give them a small opportunity.
Even if it
could catapult you.
Because look at what happened to Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
He didn't have big leading roles in the beginning of his career. When he popped up in Friday, he was just a husband that lived up down the street or across the street that was getting cheated on.
No, it was before that. He was in.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like a lot of his spots, like when he was in Life, he didn't have a lead role in Life. He was Jangalang, and he was funny, and that was it. Like, and now his parts have become almost more memorable than a lot of parts in that movie because it was just a cameo. But
maybe Will Smith should have slapped the shit out of him. You know, maybe he should have slapped the shit out of him after all. Because
that is kind of messed
up. Yo, what? He should have asked him after that, why you didn't put your brother on? Like, if he would have said that, I think it would have been, the crowd maybe would have been like,